the CCP for any Chinese company, you have to give, if you are a Chinese company, you have to give the Chinese Communist Party a golden share in your company that is off the books.
And it's like, wait a minute, why are we letting the Chinese Communist Party, why are we letting a country who is not friendly to us run a psyop on our own kids? Got our dances back. We got our dances back.
Yeah. Here we go. TikTok back in the house. All the Gen Zers can now live again. They can breathe. They've been put back on internet oxygen. Don't hate me, Gen Zers. Don't hate me.
I was really looking forward to the Gen Zers being back on Facebook. I really was.
They would never come back. They were going to go to Instagram. They were never coming back. Man, okay, so there's so many things to talk about associated with this. So many things. You mind if I pontificate for a second? Okay.
The floor is yours, my brother.
Appreciate that, brother. Okay. So, listen. We've had so many things said about the TikTok ban. So let's just cover what's happened first. So obviously there was stuff put in motion actually back when I want to say it's back when Trump was in office was when this first started to be put in motion, where there was a bipartisan group of legislators who were concerned about the amount of data that TikTok was taking off of U.S. citizens' phones and giving it to the CCP. So a lot of people do not quite understand that that the CCP has an ownership stake in TikTok. Okay. And it's been brought up this week. Honestly, I probably should have brought up a couple of these videos because there is what is called a golden share with the CCP, with the Chinese Communist Party, if you don't know what that stands for. The CCP, for any Chinese company, you have to give, if you are a Chinese company, you have to give the Chinese Communist Party a golden share in your company that is off the books internationally. It is on the books in China, but it is off the books internationally. And it's actually off the books in the sense that it supersedes any shares that anybody in China or abroad owns in that company. So TikTok is a public company in the US. People have invested in it. They did not know up until probably this week that Xi Jinping literally has unilateral control. That golden share in China dictates what can happen with that company. It is basically owned by the Chinese Communist Party. You can have people putting money in and out. There can be investment, all that stuff. When they have that golden share, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. They have supreme voting rights on what happens with that company. And so we just found that out. Kevin O'Leary was on TV talking about it because he was trying to put together a deal to buy TikTok. He was, part of his thing was trying to crowdfund it, but a bunch of people found out this week as they were trying to figure out a deal that Xi Jinping has unilateral control over that company. He has ultimate decision whether it can be bought or sold. And so, I'm actually a little bit disappointed that Trump gave them an extension because of that. Before, I would not have cared as much. I do think that American citizens have a right to decide whether they want to give up their information to the CCP. As much as I don't like that, they have a right. If they want to use an app that's going to give up their phone data to the CCP and you don't care about that, okay. However, when China has basically been shady and they have allowed the Chinese Communist Party to have shadow control of a publicly traded company that American citizens have invested money into, now we got a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Now the sheriff needs to come for you. So there are potentially going to be legal challenges to that. They're probably going to get sued for that because I can almost guarantee you that not a single shareholder knew about that because China purposefully keeps it secret. So that's going to be a thing. They're back online right now. So far as I know, the App Store, there might be some last minute updates that I haven't heard. The App Store actually legally can't turn the app back on right now. And so phones that have TikTok installed already, they can access the servers again, but you can't download the app if you didn't have it before. And so phones that already have the app on it are now selling for thousands of dollars on the secondary market
That's
because they
crazy.
have TikTok on them. Yeah.
TikTok ain't
Yeah.
that, unless it's making me money, TikTok ain't that valuable.
No, heck no. No,
Yeah,
absolutely not.
no.
Yeah. So thoughts on
No,
that so
good
far,
job.
brother?
No, good job explaining it. My issue with TikTok has always been the Chinese or China element of it from a social engineering standpoint. You know, we talk about woke culture. We're talking about all of the things that are going on within our culture, and especially with our youth. A lot of that stuff has been pushed through TikTok. And here's the thing, that stuff is not being pushed to youth in China through TikTok. They have a completely different thing where that stuff is not even allowed. But yet they are flooding young people in America's mind with, you know, all kind of transgender stuff, queer, the crazy of the crazy, right? Um, and it's like, wait a minute, why are we letting the Chinese Communist Party, why are we letting a country who is not friendly to us run a psyop on our own kids in our own country, right? Through this app. And so it was like, nah, we need to do something about this. You can't allow them to social engineer our own kids. Because that's what was happening. And so, and you saw the fallout. You saw these kids losing their mind when TikTok went away, you know? Uh, I've never used TikTok. It's not on my phone. As someone in the intelligence community, it was like, nah, not putting that on my phone, you know? Um, so I've never had it. I've never used it. If it wasn't like a TikTok thing that was on Facebook or Instagram, I've never, um, yeah. So I've never dove into the app itself, and it was for those reasons. And then even, as a government employee at the state and federal level, it was banned. You couldn't have it on your government phone because of the data that it's taking from your phone, and it is going back to China. you know? And so it's like, no. And so I get it why it was banned. Um, and the ban was real. And this is what Trump does. Trump likes leverage, right?
Yes.
And he's using this as leverage to get them to do what he wants to do. Because his whole thing has been about U.S. ownership and control, because he's just trying to get it away from the CCP. So he's like, yeah, we can have TikTok, but it's going to have American ownership and it's going to have American control. You're going to have servers in the United States where that information sits and stays, and it's not going back to China, and they got 90 days to figure that out, or he's going to cut it off if they don't reach a deal, and he's just playing hardball. Yeah, he's saying, and this is what he's doing, the tariffs. This is what he's doing with all. He's like, look, for way too long, we catered to everyone else, even though we were the superpower. We have tried so hard for all these years to not be the superpower, to not act like a superpower, to not be imperialistic, to not force our will, right? And in doing that, so, we've lost. Like, China doesn't care. China's like, oh, y'all want to play in our market? You want access to our billion people? This is the rules you got to play by. And those rules are, You got to be matched up with a Chinese company. You got like they make sure that they controlling this to the interest of them and their people. They don't just go, no, we're a free market, and like, no, they don't care. You know, they have these strict rules that if you want to play in China, these rules you're going to play by. Well, Trump's just saying the same thing. He's just saying, okay, y'all want to play in America? These are the rules you got to play by. And I don't have a problem with that. You know, I don't have a problem. This is the rest of the world does not have a problem with power and strength. We do in the West. In the West, we view power and strength as bad, right? And the reason that you're having this move to the right with the Trump and then right-leaning figures in Europe is because people have realized that no, Trump power and strength isn't bad. We don't have to apologize for being strong, right? You don't have to apologize for, you know, having a great economy and being rich. You know, like it's like we've gone and we're just apologizing for all of this stuff. And so Trump is saying, no, we're America. You want access to our people, you want access to our market, these are the rules you got to play by. And he's playing hardball. And for that, I give him props. And he's doing the right thing. And if somebody loses access to their TikTok dances because TikTok decides that they rather not be in the US, then oh well. Because welcome back to Facebook. Hey kids, Facebook has Reels now. It's like a TikTok.
Oh man, Kev, you a trip, man. I said, welcome back to Facebook. Oh man. Oh,
who's cool God. Now, huh?
Dude. Man, so here's my thing. Because I got a few more things to say on this because of some of the stupidness I've seen in the market. Okay, or not in the market, but in public. But
yeah, what's the stupidness, man? What's the stupidness?
There is some stupidness out there, but I do want to say real quick. I want to say I do think it's good that America sets the example on being free market, because I think that is a principle of America. Freedom is a principle to allow citizens to do business with the people that they want to without too much government intervention. As a businessman, I get mad if the government is getting in my way of doing business. As long as I'm not doing anything nefarious, get out of my way. And so I don't like it when the government interferes with that for reasons other than national security. The reason that I respect Trump making the initial move, because he was in favor. It's not just Trump here. That's the other thing that we got to deal with here. It's not just Trump who sees a problem here. It's a bipartisan group in the House and the Senate that sees a problem with this. The reason that there is a TikTok ban is because both Democrats and Republicans recognize there's a problem. Like, there's a problem with this platform. It is actually, it has a problem. Future talk about MySpace, Tom.
Hey, Tom.
Tom over here like Ruben right now. He over here like Ruben, like, hey. Real quick aside, people were actually saying, where's Tom when you need him? And Tom came out of the woodwork and took a picture and said, hey, man, yo, I'm out of that social media game now. I'm just over here still wearing this white shirt, writing in my notebook. I don't know anything about how to solve this problem. I was like, oh my gosh, we ain't heard from Tom in 20 years. This is amazing.
Tom is who I would be. Tom built something, Tom sold it, and Tom just went and lived his life rich.
Yeah, that's right. He's living his life. He still got that white shirt. He recreated the picture, man. His Facebook, his profile picture from MySpace is amazing.
Everybody's friend.
That's right. That's right. But you know, so I appreciate that something is being done from a national security standpoint, because here, and I'll get into some of the stuff that a couple of the other points I have on this thing. and one of them, before I get to the stupid things that I've seen, that is, okay, people are too, actually, no, you know what? This is a part of the stupid that I've seen, because people are like, oh, I don't have anything to hide. I don't have anything to hide. I don't care if the CCP gets my data. Okay. You're too unimaginative about what can be done with that data.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anybody is paying attention, but we are in the age of generative AI. Okay. We're in the age of generative AI. If TikTok wants, and specifically the CCP, the Chinese side of TikTok and the CCP behind it, if they want to take all of that video data that you are uploading to their servers, okay, the CCP doesn't have to play by American rules, okay? You don't have privacy there. If they want to make a video clone of you saying things that you would not say, they are not going to court. There's no court in the U.S. There's no police. There's nobody that's going to go get them. If they want to steal your identity by falsifying you, if they want to spy on you by taking your location data, and using you're way too unimaginative with what can be done with that. Maybe I have been a computer nerd and a tech nerd for too long, but I can imagine all kinds of things. If the laws in the U.S. didn't apply, I can imagine all kinds of things that could be done, all kinds of evil stuff that could be done. Just imagine you're a celebrity and you cross the CCP the wrong way. Oh my goodness. The things that they could do with that information from you having TikTok on your phone. Cybersecurity experts basically said, with TikTok, they're like, oh yeah, no, this is spyware. I deleted it off of my phone. Once I actually ran network diagnostics to see what it was pulling off of my phone, pulling all kinds of stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with what you would be doing on TikTok. And it's sending it home. And the rule was supposed to be that the U.S. Entity of TikTok did not share that information with China, with the Chinese parent company overseas. Guess what they found out? They were still sharing the data.
Chinese law, they have to.
They have to. That's right.
They're not like U.S. companies where they have freedom and autonomy. No, by law, they have to share anything the Chinese Communist Party tells them to. They don't have the right, the ability to say no.
They just don't. That's right. Exactly. Yeah. Try crossing Winnie the Pooh in his territory. Try crossing him over there. You'll see why they don't play. You see why they ain't messing with him. You wind up missing. You might wind up in a concentration camp. You wind up with somebody living in your house, looking at everything that you do. Yeah, that's a thing in China. The CCP will put somebody to live in your house to watch you. I mean, yeah, people don't know, man. People don't know. So that's one of the stupid things I saw. The number two stupid thing that I saw, okay, and it's just number two in order. It's not in order of priority, because this is more stupid than the first one. People started going to another app called Red Note that is also owned by the CCP. So if you want to know if the PSYOP is working, it's working.
Yes.
China got y'all dancing like puppets. So they're like, oh man, America cut off, the U.S. government cut off our source of American data. We're gonna get them to go over to this other CCP owned app so that we can keep getting that data. That not only, okay, bro, like actually it's not. Is it called Red Note? Yes, it is called Red Note. It is a reference. The name of the app is a reference to Mao's Little Red Book. It's a reference to Mao. And Chinese people have corroborated this, that the name of the app is a reference to Mao Zedong's Little Red Book.
Yeah. Wow.
Y'all are being played. Y'all want to talk about American PSYOPs? Y'all want to talk about American PSYOPs? The PSYOP is working on y'all. It is incredible to me that people are that dense that they would install another spyware app and go to that out of protest because they're like, oh no, they're going to take away a Chinese app. We're going to get another Chinese app. Y'all have been played.
Well, because like, what's wrong with Instagram? What's wrong with Facebook? Like, is it you too cool for that?
I know what's wrong with it. I can explain, but continue.
No. I need to know. Like, I don't hang out with the Gen Zers. Like, I don't get, like, if TikTok goes away, why are you going to some other obscure Chinese app? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Out of pure protest, and I guarantee you, as CCP operatives that even started the trend. I guarantee you. I can't prove it, but I can almost guarantee you, because I guarantee you Americans had no idea about that app. How else would Americans find out about that app without a CCP operative pushing that narrative? Ain't no way.
Hey, yeah. Come on over here. Oh, we're so dumb.
Right. Stupid.
We're so dumb.
So here's why people don't want to go to Instagram. Creators get paid way more on TikTok than they get paid on Instagram. Instagram is actually because I'm in the business of podcasting and social video production, I have to know these things. Instagram is notorious for the algorithm being very stingy. Meta's algorithm can tend to be very stingy with organic reach, and they are not known for paying people well. TikTok pays well. And so you have a lot of people who go to TikTok because TikTok brings the bread and the organic reach on TikTok. Even though their algorithm is a black box, it is controlled by the CCP, and people have admitted that they don't completely understand how their algorithm works, and TikTok doesn't really talk about it. And it's been confirmed that they have their thumb on the scale of what they want shown and what they don't. It's part of the problem that American lawmakers have, because it's basically a brain rot app in some respects, not completely, but they use it to push brain rot. Again, people want to consume brain rot. They have the right to do that as Americans. But the amount of viewership that you can get on TikTok blows Instagram out of the water. So people will talk about like, all right, TikTok's banned. Here's what you need to do. You need to head over to YouTube. You need to head over to Instagram. You're not going to get TikTok viewership numbers, but at least you'll be up and running. But you have a lot of people who are saying like, bump Instagram. I'm not going to Instagram. I am going to YouTube because YouTube takes care of creators better. So there's a big revolt against going back to Instagram, because Instagram will take your content and not really share revenue with you very much. YouTube's a lot better about that. But yeah, so that's why people don't want to go back to Instagram, because they piss because Instagram's stingy in many ways.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
But I think people are going to go to YouTube. If this doesn't get solved, which I think it will, they're going to go to YouTube. They're going to be on here with us.
Okay. All right. Otherwise, I'm like, man, I mean, you just made TikTok sound good. Like, I know the Chinese spying on me, man, but if I can get my dance numbers up and
hey, listen, I'm like, hey, if they can figure out this whole not sharing data with the CCP thing, I got no problem being on TikTok. That's audience. I'm trying to get there. I have a responsibility to try to help my clients grow. Our company has to be able to know these things. So I'm not going to tell them don't be on TikTok if they're going to get mad viewership. But I am going to say that if you're giving up all your data, you'll make that decision. We'll help you, but we haven't had anybody who wants to go hard in the paint on TikTok yet because of all those issues. And so I honestly think that if they figure this out, you're going to see a boom on TikTok. If they bring TikTok back and the data connection is cut off, all the people who were holding off on TikTok because of that issue are going to flood in there.
Yeah, I would get on. I would get on only for content creation. I'm not trying to brain rot scrolling TikTok, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want access to the viewers.
Exactly.
Kev was getting his shoulders warmed up and ready to make some money with his sick dance moves. That's right, Future. I know he's got it.
Absolutely. Got to do all the trendy dances, all the new Gen Z songs. I got to do all of that.
I want to see it. Hey, put a 1 in the chat if you want to see it. Oh my gosh, man. So all right, one last stupid thing that I heard out there being said.
Okay.
One last stupid thing. People saying that the reason that the U.S. government shut down TikTok in the U.S. was because of money. They say, oh, they just don't want us to make this money. They don't make any money because it's a Chinese company. They only make money if it's an American company. So they shut off TikTok. TikTok's U.S. entity is they got to pay taxes. Okay, like that is not it. Future don't want to see them. She don't want to see them dance moves, man. She does not want to see them dances, man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
She put a 2 in the chat, man. Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
That just means I got to do it now.
He got that fighter spirit. Look, you ain't gonna tell me I can't dance.
Oh, you want to see me dance? All right, here we go.
Here we go. I'm about to pop and lock right now. y'all asked for this. But so they talk about, oh, they don't want us to make money. They don't want us to make money. That's why they shut down TikTok. Dude, like, okay. A couple of things on that. Is it completely and utterly unfounded? I have to say no, because there are ways that money could be linked back to it, but it's highly unlikely. It's highly unlikely because there's too much pain caused to Americans by it being canceled. So many business owners are pissed because they get amazing organic reach on TikTok. They like, I have friends who have businesses that they built off of their TikTok audience, like businesses that make serious money that they built off of their TikTok audience. It's a lesson to not be completely dependent on one platform. But the money argument, in my opinion, is still stupid. Because who's getting the money? That they did that because they didn't want you to make money? No. How are they affected? If you don't make money, they don't make money. They want you to pay taxes on that money you're making. That's a dumb argument.
Yeah. Yes,
it's dumb. That's not why. That's not why, people. Stop being ignorant on the internet, okay? Stop doing that.